Okay, well, we're going to talk about Lab Rats, definitely. We're going to talk about what Disney did that most likely, of course, Nickelodeon had to say, oh, no, you don't. We're getting into this thing too. So, and I guess Cartoon Network did as well. So it's like a three triple thing, be like, oh, you're doing superheroes? I'm doing superheroes. Oh, you're doing superheroes? Oh, we can do cartoon superheroes. How you like that? And it's like, okay. Let's get into the interesting battle of them becoming superhero, them going investing in superheroes, shall we? I don't want to I don't want to reference Fanboy and Chum Chum because that's kind of a different ball game. But anyways, let me just talk a little bit about Lab Rats. But before we talk about this, make sure you freaking like, comment, and subscribe, and watch the video all the way to the end. For the love of God, please do it. Nick, freaking damn YouTube is like, dude, your thing's not doing good. People are just only watching it for 3 seconds, for 1 minute, and we're not giving you anything more. Yeah, you're completely wiped off the map. You can't even type and search your name anymore. You have to type your whole entire name instead of the first 4 letters. So please do me a solid and watch it all the way through. You don't even have to watch it. Just put it down, listen in. I'm not going to show anything fancy razzle dazzle. You know, like copywriting stuff, man. Like, anyways. When it comes to Lab Rats, I saw it. I think it was that one time where I actually did some recordings in Georgia. You know, it's when I was forced to go to Georgia. But hey, at least I got to see Lab Rats for the first time. And it was truly interesting. I wanted to see the whole entire series. But sadly, there's not going to be a marathon. There's issues with people with marathons. And I don't know. So, not to mention, there was also this other show with the ninjas. I would like to see that too. And it's just crazy that Disney decided to split in 2011. And they're like, Disney Channel's for the gals. For the boys, we got Disney XDs. And you guys got to pay up for the boys. You want some good content for the boys? You got to pay the hell up. And it's like, and you're going to later link it into Disney Channel, right? The truth is no, not really. They might leak a little bit, but they didn't leak a lot. I mean, Yokai Watch got leaked a little bit on Disney. Just the first episode was like, oh, come on. And they did some of the Star Wars stuff, but they were like, yeah, we only did it for a little bit. We just touch you a little bit and that's it. Just a little taste. So you want to do Disney XDs. But anyways, Lab Rats, seeing how it played out, I'm like, it would be a good show to watch, but it seems like it kind of actually just went, just lost its continuity along the way. The guy just did lots of cataloging, showing here's the freaking characters, they dropped off, and it's like it's a good time to explore seeing what happened to those actors and stuff like that. But we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to say that for Lab Rats, it was pretty awesome. It's interesting. Well, I would say awesome. I'll just say it's an interesting thing I would like to watch, but it's not going to go on a Disney Channel at all anymore. No. It's most likely even on Disney Plus. And if you're lucky, it's on Disney Plus. But you also had Mighty Whatever's, that other show, and I'm like, I don't think I'll be interested in that. And then they decided to do a crossover, and that only lasted for like I think 1 month. It lasted for 1 freaking month. Damn. And then I think at the same exact time, Nickelodeon was like, oh, hell no. You think you can make a superhero show and you're going to screw us over? Nuh-uh. And that's when Henry Danger came. Yeah, so they did that. And Henry Danger, even though many people said it's lukewarm, some of it was kind of I thought it was an okay show. And to preserve it, they tried to do 2 things. One, they tried to make a cartoon version, so even if the actors are too old, they were still able to do it with a cartoon version because it will work. It got canceled within like 1 year, I think. Like, damn, man. Oh, but the other idea was simple. Since that didn't work, they decided to do a spin-off just like what happened to Lab Rats. And it's called Danger Force. And that's still running strong. So believe it or not, that's still running strong. They're like their 2nd season right now. Disney, how do you feel? It's like, Disney, how do you feel? Their superhero show spinoff is doing better than yours, and it only lasted a month, while theirs has lasted even a pandemic. Even when the virus was out, they still allowed the show to continue on. All that didn't continue on yet. Yeah, it's been on a long hiatus. And if you're on the All That cast, apparently for the most part, they're trying to make sure that you get some more of that money and you're still on their payroll, and they're giving you different shows to be in. So at least you're still kind of here in Nickelodeon. But of course, in that same time too, Cartoon Network is like, oh no, y'all two think you can do superhero? No, hell no, you're not gonna leave us out of this. No, we want to tap into that shit too. And thus came OKKO. Yes, it's like, I'm pretty sure their answer to the superhero thing was OKKO. And that lasted for 2 seasons, and then they made them rush all the way to the end. It's like, what the fuck? Like, well, really? You made them rush when they were most likely was trying to do a 5-season deal, but they made them rush to the point of where it's like, here's all the beats that was gonna happen if they would have kept going. It's like, oh wow, okay. And I guess the funniest part is to be the fact of, it's just like what happened to X-Men's Evolution, where it's like, it made 5 seasons, but it's like, well, we're gonna allow the last episode to show what happened throughout the rest of the seasons if they would have continued on with the seasons. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, it's like they showed us more tastes of what would happen if they would have had more seasons of X-Men Evolution. So that was their freaking take, and eventually got tired of it, being like, well, they're simmering down. I think we can quiet it down too, because Disney decides to stop theirs, and, well, I think we can stop now because they're not doing any more superhero things. It's like, what about Nickelodeon? It's like, Nickelodeon, well, they're doing okay. I mean, we still beat them when it came to, what did they beat them with, Unikitty? It's like, no, I think Nickelodeon beat them with the cat, freaking Magical Cat 2. And it's like, damn, dude. 0-2? 0-2 Cartoon Network? Whoa, dude. You need to start freaking figuring stuff out, man. And they sure did by bringing back the toddler block. Yeah, if you're trying to go against Nickelodeon, the best idea is to not try to mimic them and try to go toe-to-toe with them. Even Disney is not... Oh, fuck, never mind. Disney is doing it. Disney is still doing a toddler block as well. But considering Nickelodeon and Disney both have Disney Junior channels, what's your excuse, Cartoon Network? It's like, what's your excuse? Somehow you still only have one. Oh, they have 2 networks, and that's it. 2 channels, that's it. Boomerang and Cartoon Network. And I'm like, yeah, CN Real could have had its own damn channel. Pretty sure it could have had its own damn channel. And you could have at least done that too, where it's like, okay, then bring the baby crap to CN Real. There we go. So at least you'll get even more people to watch freaking CN Real than forcing people to watch Cartoon Network freaking Baby Baba the Baby Dabba. Because that was the most torturous thing that you ever had in your freaking life, because you decided to go into the fad and it took so long for you to get out of that fad. Oh my gosh, so long to get out of that fad just to fall back into the fad. What the Cartoon Network? So besides me actually going off on a tangent talking about how Cartoon Network is just falling in the seams right now, the superhero joint is still up and about. I don't know about Disney. All I can tell you is that Disney did have, and this also goes into the idea of where Disney did have a Marvel Hour in 2012, and it ended in 2014. I guess the same time as Cartoon Network was like, oh, DC Nation? Oh, no, we don't need DC Nation anymore. Goodbye, DC Nation. Dead. It's like, good Lord, man. Just because one person do it, you think you need to do it, doesn't mean that you should end at the same time they do it. Because DC Nation was something pretty awesome. I don't know what happened to Marvel Hour. I have no idea because it was in Disney XDs. But I will tell you one thing is that DC Nation was freaking awesome. And I guess the Marvel shows were pretty cool, but Ultimate Spider-Man was the worst idea you ever had. No offense, but if you did still have Big Spectacular Spider-Man, you would have been cool, but no, you picked Ultimate Spider-Man and you copied freaking Team Titans ass Go. Team Titans before Team Titans ass Go. It's like, yeah, so you copied Team Titans. That's basically all you did. You put Spider-Man into a Team Titans situation. That's all you freaking did. And no one called you out on it. And that's messed the freak up. I mean, later on they kind of did more because it's still Spider-Man's show, but still. Yeah, you should have might as well have called it like Spider-Man and his heroic team. That's as good as you'll get. Spider-Man and his heroic team. But DC Nation was treated very badly, and it just sucks that it doesn't exist anymore. And it would have been cool to just have it still. And it lives on technically. It technically lives on. Young Justice has been revived. Beware the Batman has not been revived. Green Lantern animated series has not been revived. And Teen Titans As Go is still alive and around, and what the fuck. But when it comes to this whole entire superhero idea, it lives on with Danger Force because they're still going strong. I don't think they're going to go down any sooner. Nickelodeon has lost their freaking Power Rangers in joint, but they didn't give a care anyways, because if they really gave a care, they would have it still. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is having a freaking issue. They had Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it wasn't doing too well, and it ended after the second season. If you have a turtle show and it ends in the second season, you know you kind of did something bad. And yes, we could easily say that Back to the Sewer did the same thing, and they ended one season less than free. And not to mention, even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation had one season. Yeah, but still, they had animation though. It's like, yeah, they didn't even have live action. They had animation though. They didn't have any goofy sound effects and stuff, and yet they didn't do too well. That's not good, man. That's not good. So, when it comes to the superhero genre, I don't know what XDs is doing. Who knows what XDs are doing unless you're paying the money for it. Nickelodeon, well, they're just most likely still doing Danger Force. That's all they got is Danger Force and maybe something else that I don't know. And, well, of course, you're also trying to pimp out SpongeBob and now making even Patrick their whore. And you're also trying to do Paramount Plus. Cartoon Network, I have no idea besides they're ruining We Bare Bears. Damn. Truth be told, all three of these channels really need a hero. And I guess Disney Channel's the only one that's kind of doing okay. Especially since they're already marketing towards girls, not guys. They're doing pretty good. Yeah, it's just that, oh, good Lord, the girl crap. But yeah, Nickelodeon does need a hero at this point. They really need to take down SpongeBob. And as for Cartoon Network, you kind of need to slap some sense into them, like a good pimp slap. Psh, psh. You need to pimp slap them real hard to make them realize, okay, what you're doing is messed up. We don't need we bear baby bears or whatever. You don't need to have a whole entire toddler block. And Amazing World Gumball shouldn't have been canceled in the first damn place. And also, you should not be a jerk ass and actually charge more money now, as if you're now making Cartoon Network into Disney XDs. I mean, you already have Boomerang where you're charging more money for it. Now you're doing that for Cartoon Network too. Your main freaking source. And yet, sadly, I bet lots of people still paid even extra money for this. How? If we stood together and we didn't pay it, chances are they will be like, okay, we back down. But if you paid it, then that means they're okay with still charging that money. So you basically just fell into their trap. Because money talks. If you didn't support them, if we all stood together and not do it, they would basically maybe walk it back and say, okay, never mind. The only thing Cartoon Network can do now is give us Toonami on HBO Max. That's all I wish they do. Give us Tsunami on HBO Max. We cool. And besides, I'm paying for HBO Max. How the frick you want me to pay even more money for Cartoon Network?
Cops in Springfield.
Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Springfield cops are on the take. But what do you expect for the money we make? Whether in a car or on a horse, we don't mind using excessive force. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops.
All right, boys.